And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ninth episode of the Crypto Bull. Uh, Today's live stream, we shall be doing a technical analysis of the coin HEDERA. Has been chosen. I'm going to quickly start sharing my screen here. Entire screen. There we go. So today we will be doing a technical analysis of HEDERA. This was established through a little poll that I made on Twitter. As you can see, 44 votes here, with the majority of the votes, more than half of them, going to HEBAR or HEDERA. So, how do we go about analyzing this token or project? Well, everything is described in my course, The Crypto Bull. From this course, there's a special dedicated page which I will immediately show you guys, laying out some foundational rules, guidelines on how to recognize good projects. So, yeah, this is the course. Technically, it is about trading basics, so to learn on how to trade, but there's a special dedicated page. So this is the book itself, titled Where to Invest. These are the general rules on how to recognize a good project. So, what are we going to do during this live stream? Well, we're going to utilize these golden rules. First one, looking up the historical value of the project. The graph must look like here, this as indicated on screen on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. Certain exclusions are possible, but I will highlight them during the live stream itself. We're going to take a look at the community and its dedicated websites, the newsrooms and hashtags concerning the cryptocurrency. Why? Well, a healthy project needs to have an active community. There needs to be daily or weekly updated news articles. This is more of a guideline, but news articles need to be, well, modern, new, regular updates. Trending hashtags on monthly or bi-monthly basis, also here more of a guideline, but we need to see something trending in order to see that there's an active community and active development going on with the project. So yeah, and naturally a modern, up-to-date website. So without further ado, let us begin. I'm going on CoinGecko here, and we are going to research HEDERA. HEDERA hash graph number 43 in the entire listing here. What do we see on screen? Current value, it is in a downtick with about 6% when compared to the dollar. It is at about $0.36 in value. We'll see websites here, the main website and a Medium article. I see explores, hash, Kabuto, Hashlock, Dragonglass. This makes me believe it might have its very own blockchain. Supported wallets, Ledger, which is good, hardware wallet. Communities, available on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, Discord, LinkedIn, and an additional Telegram channel. Probably one for developers, one for community. Source code is available on GitHub. Tags protocol. Generally, with tags, I tend to have a very faint idea of what it will be about. Now, protocol can really imply everything. So, in any case, not too much information from this one here, except for knowing where to search. I'm going to take a look at the HEDERA hash graph. At this moment, yeah, 24 hours change seems to be bearish, so downtrend. But as mentioned in the Crypto Bull, I want to see the entire historical graph. And what do we see here? Incepted somewhere September 18th, 2019. High value collapsed was a little bit bearish. Took an uptick here in February 2020. Remained stable and, well, has been growing consistently in the last couple of months, probably due to the ongoing bull run, which started last year somewhere, well, since October, November 2020. Let's see here, it remains stable, so a little bit alt season here. in January 2021. Might be the case something was released which is pushing the value upwards. Going to scale down a little bit. Yearly rate, still nice uptick. About 3 month, no, that's more. 6 month basis, 3 month basis, general uptick. Last month, going upward. Last 14 days, I'm going to say relatively stable. The peaks here tend to negate a little bit downsides here. 7 days, general uptick. 24, yeah, as we saw in the downtick, but for investors, it's generally more interesting to see the entire graph, the yearly basis, etc. So these graphs are of more importance. Now, what I dare say, I'm going to get back towards the max view. Incepted 2019. I tend to have, well, if I were to invest in a project, I tend to look at something which has existed for longer than 3 years. So this one isn't even hitting the 2 years, even the 2 year mark. It's about 1 year and a half old, so it still needs to prove its merit. But yeah, we will see. Perhaps it is one of those gold nuggets we will encounter, a special protocol, which future-wise might prove its worth, and that it's now, well, something you can step into. We're going to look up the exchanges, so eToro Crypto, a bit Binance, BCC Exchange, Bitcoin Exchange, and HIT BTC. With exception of Binance, those are lesser known exchanges, which implies it is a lesser known project. See here technical analysis for HEDERA, short term, buy, sell, too positive, yeah, starting from a week. Doing technical analysis might be interesting to make a hold for long term. About HEDERA Hashgraph coin, perhaps I can learn more about it right here. Is down 6.3, okay, fell down a little bit more. This one's important. So it is incepted quite recently, about 1 year and a half, more or less ish. 7.8 billion coins in circulation. There's a max supply of 50 billion. So there's still potential to grow. Not everything is being mined. A bit is the current most active market trading it. A bit I do not immediately have some experience. I'm going to take a quick peek. Yeah, of course. I was hoping to get redirected towards the website itself. Is it this one? Okay, Chinese. Not going to get in on that one. So, furthermore, HEDERA is a decentralized public network where developers can build secure fair applications with near real-time consensus. Platform is owned and governed by a council of global innovators, including Avery Dennison, Boeing, Deutsche Telekom, DLA Piper, FIOS, Google, IBM. So those are very big touting names, which surprises me a little bit that it hasn't achieved the value it has, especially when Google, IBM, Boeing, Deutsche Telekom are related to it. Those are quite big investors, especially Google, that's big tech. Seeing those names, especially the mention of Google, IBM, LG Electronics, that's big tech, so it implies big tech is involved. So centralized, well, technologies are involved. It makes me a little bit wary already. But anyway, perhaps might be wrong. So HEDERA Consensus Service acts as a trust layer for any application or permission network and allows for the creation of an immutable and verifiable log of messages. Case messages are submitted to the HEDERA network for consensus given a trusted timestamp fairly ordered. It's auditable logs of events in advertisement and even it's used as a decentralized ordering service. So from what I can tell, it is about some kind of public network where messages can be sent. So Probably something has to do with social media, I'm going to assume, and the building of a variety of applications. They do not get into detail if it's decentralized applications or not. To track assets across the supply chain, yeah. Well, the given description here is a bit all over the place. There's no real, how to say, center goal I want to achieve. Now, I'm still looking at CoinGecko here. Generally, they give very good descriptions. Perhaps I can learn more if I continue to the following step and just going to explore their website. So I'm going to take a quick peek. Now on mainnet, there is owned and governed by the world's leading organizations. So those guys again. Join a future built on trust is a trust layer of the internet, a decentralized public network for you to make your digital world exactly as it should be, yours. You're a startup or enterprise, a creator or consumer. HEDERA goes blockchain. Yeah. Not much information here. Third generation public ledger. Let's see. So here they make, well, comparison between transaction speeds and confirmations. Price. Achieve the highest grade of security possible at BVFT with blazing fast transaction speeds and incredibly low bandwidth. Okay, so talk about transactions. So it might be something financial, but clashes a little bit with the explanation of, as mentioned here on screen, can build secure fair application with near real-time consensus. As for the creation of immutable verifiable log of messages. So is it about transacting money? Is it about messages? Is it about social media? Not entirely sure what this thing is about. Okay, you can create your own tokens, as mentioned here, consensus service. And for any application, so from what I can tell, it is a platform a little bit like Ethereum, whereby you can actually, well, mostly geared towards making decentralized applications. Or I'm not even going to say decentralized applications, but simply applications. Because I'm not entirely sure if it is as decentralized as it should be. Work metrics, so yeah, they give numbers, but teams building on HEDERA, so yeah, people are building on their platform. Of their own in cyberspace. Yeah, okay. Public network for everyone is designed for fast, and secure applications to take advantage of the efficiency of fast graph on a decentralized public network you can trust. So it's actually to build applications on a decentralized network. Okay, that seems to be the thing I can draw out here. Why I'm explaining it so difficult? Well, with most other projects, you immediately get how to say, a decent explanation what they are about. I had to scroll a little bit here. The descriptions I received were all over the place. Future HEDERA token service now on mainnet. Yeah, sure. Government will the centralized companies associated with it. Future built on trust. Yeah, sure. Then we talk about transaction speeds, how it compares to others. But to be honest, if it's geared towards building applications, yeah, okay, it might be interesting to know how many transactions it can process and that it might be faster. But to what end? It implies you are geared towards making financial transactions or financial applications, it seems, might be interesting, but this gives me the impression it's about finance, which isn't the case because I had to scroll down here to something like this page and, well, public network for everyone. It's finally a little bit explained what it is about. Cure stable. So here, little future. Anyway, I'm going to continue exploring here. I have to admit, I'm not entirely convinced here. Configure tokens and accounts, so services, consensus service. How it works. Let's hope I get some decent explanation here. Use hash graph consensus, a faster, more secure alternative to blockchain consensus mechanism. Verify transaction while ensuring the high standard of security to prevent malicious attacks. For a second today, yeah, they taught a little bit about it, but secure shade database that everyone can read from and write to. Yeah, okay, public ledger, that's basically the basis of blockchain. The network is stored on the mainnet, nodes initially run by the. This indicates it's centralized, not as decentralized, because, well, in here they admit mainnet nodes initially run by HEDERA governing council. Okay, who is the HEDERA governing council? We'll learn more about that later. Mirror nodes can be run by and offer a flexible and cost-effective way to query historical data without a loss of trust. So, yeah, basically they say we have our master nodes. So the software which keeps up all data and messages was initially, so during its inception, run by a governing council, centralized and attached to the HEDERA hash graph. No further details. It is assumed it is further decentralized by people working with the protocol, that they are running full nodes. In any case, they talk about mirror nodes here, that it can be run by anyone, so probably decentralization is ongoing. Allow you to create accounts, mint and configure tokens, store hashes of files, write data to the ledger, and much more. So yeah, that's what they offer as a service. Minting management of on HEDERA without a need. So yeah, this implies you can build, well, NFTs and a variety of applications on it. Develop applications like stock markets. So yeah, it's basically a platform protocol to build applications on. I dare not even say it is entirely decentralized. From what I can tell, there's no real reason to assume it is. The 3.0 is file service, okay, smart contract. What I can tell, and raises a few additional question marks, this one will change how we define ownership. So this gives away there's a lot of redefining going on. Not entirely convinced here. Decentralized applications. So yeah, from what I can tell, building decentralized applications is what the HEDERA hashgraph protocol is about. I am not going to. Okay, those are referrals. So yeah, developments, learn core concepts and review the API. Favorite language, integrations, fees. I'm going to look up the doc. I'm hoping to find a white paper somewhere for building and deploying case. So finally here I get to see that it's hopefully deploying decentralized applications to build upon it. Token smart contracts and file service. So yeah, it's an application building protocol. Right. With all honesty, from what I'm reading at this point in time, and I am not entirely convinced of it. So yeah, hopefully there's some things which can help me over a little bit. Hashgraph contribution guide. Yeah, I'm not going to get too much into detail here. Cost and unlock new revenue, tokenized assets, fraud mitigation, identity. To be honest, from what I can tell, there's nothing that I want to see that I can seem to find. Everything here is about, well, touting their own horn, how fast they are, with whom they are working with, and, well, basically hyping up a little bit about blockchain. So, not entirely. Well, good news is this might be probably one of the shortest crypto bulls I'm doing here. So basically, it's an application building platform. That's where it comes down to it. As a way to influence consensus, that way is proportional to the amount of HEDERA staked to a node. So it uses proof of stake. That this also took me a little while. Well, I could have guessed it, but it's nice to see it spelled out quite clearly on a variety of sites, not that I have to scroll past a variety of different informations and pages on the website. Perhaps doing like any good noob should be doing, and just head over to the FAQ. So yeah, tiny bar, denominations. Yeah, okay, so divisible up until a tiny bar is 100 millionth of a bar. Available on developers and used to build on utilize blah blah blah. The bold uppercase he bar, which occur lowercase. Sure. Heading over here into HEDERA hash graph. Yeah, I'm quickly reading here, but not all too clear. I'm going perhaps perhaps the roadmap might give some insights. We'll have reduced downtime windows for network maintenance. Can be issued on HEDERA token service. Okay, full-on development. Network mirror node Rosetta AP integration. They are considered to issue non-fungible tokens, so they are busy with implementing NFTs, non-fungible tokens. The mostly renowned for crypto art, etc., but has a variety of other applications. It's in demo version. State of proof, scheduled transactions, more about integrations. I've got to be honest, there is still a lot of work going on. Might be something golden future-wise, but yeah, not entirely convinced here. About journey, perhaps a little bit more information to achieve distributed consensus at a scale to not. Shared waterville proof of concept. Formation of HEDERA, so that's its history. The mainnet went live in 2018. Were already minted. See, that's why I like to delve a little bit in the history. Some secrets and things that suddenly start popping out. So yeah, the development since 2012, from 2012 up until 2016. Then formation of HEDERA, and then you get what I highlighted here. So on August 24, 50 million HEBARs are minted. This implies there's been some pre-mining going on, so it implies that the HEBARs are being kept in a locked LLC somewhere. Those are negative points. By reason, it's a little bit the same counter argument I have against Ripple. With Ripple, all Ripple are already pre-mined. There's a circulating supply, yes, which is less than the total market cap, but the supply is being held somewhere and being locked somewhere in an LLC. It might indicate there's some kind of professional cash grab going on. Naturally, they might have a variety of mechanisms in place to distribute and share the HEBARs on later term when more developers enter the platform, more applications are being built. But it's an issue here. It implies they have as much control as possible. And here in 2019, because I assumed HEDERA was formed with a variety of investors, developers, but now I'm reading here Q1 2019. Governing council members, Deutsche Telekom, DLA Piper, those are all big tech centralized, well, not all big tech, but yeah, Deutsche Telekom in a certain sense is big tech in a certain way, so it might not be as decentralized or community driven as it might be. And I'll see agreement that this once again indicates there's LC being made, so there's a lot of things going on in the back rooms. Boeing, EBM, Tata Communications. So in a sense, it's more or less centralized, how to say, companies getting together and helping to develop some kind of blockchain application building platform, whereby they all considering their status as governing council members, whereby it seems, that's what I can tell from the information I'm gathering here, they are acting as active heads, so censorship, etc., might be the case on the platform itself. Just mean, build launched on December. To build startups, yeah, but so from what I can tell, because it is owned by this blockchain program, they might attract developers, but they must listen to the rules imposed by the governing council. So it implies it is making use of decentralized blockchain technology, but which still falls on the rules of a central LLC, which defeats the purpose of blockchain technology in itself. I'm getting more and more distrustful here as the longer I'm reading the history here. As I said, there are governing council members. Yeah. Fuck up. No. Media news. Sure. So when it concerns use case, let's say best compared towards Ethereum as an application building platform. However, there is some big tech and big companies involved as governing council members who probably have the last say on what is being built and what is acceptable on the blockchain. So expect some censorship when building on the HEDERA hashgraph protocol. That's what I can tell. Media. I'm going to look up for some articles from the series. So there's a lot of videos going on here. HEDERA Community Town Hall, February 21. So it seems there are some monthly updates here, or even every month at least 2 updates. Community update, sure, why not? News blog. Interesting one. I saw their papers. So integrations, from what I can tell. Blog is regularly written and updated. Brady Gentile, Cooper Kant, so a variety of people. See quite a lot of articles here. Good, which implies there's an active community develop. Well, at least community behind HEDERA hash graph already. I want to see papers. Aha. Not as easily to be found. Well, in previous episodes, I said it is quite important to immediately have access towards the white paper, to have one clear file and to easily find it, because it opens up towards the community and say, look, we are open to criticism, we're open for testing, etc., etc. This was quite hidden, I dare say. Sure, it's available somewhere in the sub menus, but in another topic, can't remember the name of the other coin where it came for. I made remark: if you have a white paper, do not start dividing it into several subchapters. Why? Prospective investors, small-time blockchain researchers like myself, prefer to have one central hash paper, no, central white paper, where all information is contained. Sure, it might be a case it's a hefty document, but if it's done with some nice titles and some clicking, you can easily spot a variety of important topics if you want to explore more deeply in it. Right, I can tell, okay, they have centralized everything on one page, but the white paper itself seems to be, well, cut into a variety of pieces for some reason. Now, they put in when the last updates were, which is a little bonus point. Just going to read the white paper. Trust layer of the internet. Roll. Future executive performance, security, governance, stability, regulatory compliance. Policy objective to users. This one can be future-wise be very important. Anti-money laundering. It's about mainstream markets. You know, those are marketing sentences. It's all and nothing telling. It's a nice description, but it doesn't tell you what it is about. And I had to assume, and I'm still assuming, that it is something to build applications on. I'm pretty sure if people watching this might give me some reference to a variety of articles what you can do with HEDERA hash graph and all the various possibilities, but those tend to be, well, developers making use of the HEDERA hash graph and being entirely accustomed towards with the protocol itself. Something needs to pop out more. So I'm really having doubts if this is going to be a decent project. I know they have nice market cap, but let's just say something like Tether, which is a stable coin pegged towards the value of the dollar, also has several billions of total market cap available in the crypto market. Now, I dare say Tether is a shit project by reason, well, it is some kind of legitimate cash grab enabled by a majority of centralized exchanges. I wouldn't be surprised HEDERA hash graph is also semi-legit, but is actually what I dare to call not swinging towards central companies and businesses, that it makes use of blockchain technology and decentralized technology, but in all fairness, still bows down to the rules laid out by big tech. Just giving it away here. Consensus algorithm. Now, I have to admit, when I'm seeing this one, well, it reminds me a little bit of the technical analysis I did last time with Nano, the cryptocurrency. Mostly based on transactions, but it seems there's the same technology involved because I saw a graph like this one. It's making use of already established technology. If I'm not mistaken, Nano is already a bit older, so I wouldn't be surprised the developers lended a little bit of the information from them. But yeah, I shouldn't be comparing too much with other cryptocurrencies. My apologies there. So yeah, that's the white paper. Nice graphs, but once again, doesn't get too much into detail. It's all about. So yeah, governance can be interesting to read, but we have to remember proof of stake, more or less. A number of HEDERA governing council. So yeah, up here it's written members of the HEDERA governing council. So it implies that, well, big tech like Google, IBM, Deutsche Telekom have the final say on what happens with the HEDERA hashgraph network. And those are tied once again towards central banking, central government. So these have an influence on all applications built on HEDERA hashgraph and on HEDERA itself, which implies to me not to be trusted. I have to be blunt here. First time I have to say it, and I believe it's going to be the very first, very negative technical analysis I'm doing here. It is inaccessible by third parties. Oh, the hell. State proofs, so yeah. Makes use of blockchain technology, but is compliant towards government. So we might say it is not entirely decentralized in governance. That makes it, to me, very distrustful. Others may have their own opinion, but having read this, and seriously, I'm here, the last page, anti-money laundering, so it's all about, well, what I dare call not swinging towards central government. I'm not entirely trustful here about the project. But yeah, I'm going to say read the white paper to delve deeper into it. Me, yeah, finally, it's written here proof of stake consensus mechanism. Uh, I was hoping to finally read that one. Why? It's an application building protocol. Any self respecting platform whereby you can build on the platform to build applications, decentralized applications, need to make use of proof of stake consensus mechanisms for scalability and transaction speeds. Finally, happy reading it here. They might, well, if someone's watching from the developers or governing bodies here, concerns HEDERA, for God's sake, put this loud and clear in any description you encounter on the internet, or in any other description introducing HEDERA, because at this point in time it's very unclear what it's all about and what a variety of mechanisms are. Now you might say, yeah, but we refer towards the white paper. I had to search a little bit for the white paper. Some things need to be clearly put out for future investors, or for the platform to become more important. Now it is still young. Changes may still occur. Payments and fees. So yeah, I think I've finally some names here. Lehman Bed, co-founder, CTO. It's a shame. I'm going to look back on the general website, see if I can find those names again. Business Development Pacific Region, blah blah blah. So finally, I saw a little bit about the theme. And I'm getting back. I'm going to see if there's a theme. Luckily, there is. Skipped it over. Via co-founder. Well, they make one big mistake most of the scams and cash grab does. If you put up a team on your website and they are proud developers and supporters of your project, it would be advised to also link towards their social media, towards their Twitter, towards their LinkedIn profile pages, anything really that you can easily research. Um, Up here, they give names, put up pictures. Can I immediately verify it? Yeah, if I am putting it into Google. I'm going to do it here with Miss Natalie. General Counsel, HEDERA. So yeah, there is a LinkedIn profile referring to her. It gives its legitimacy. New York, United States. United States. Since 2017, General Counsel, Summer Associate, blah 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 blah. So yeah, they are researchable. I'm going to assume here all of them can be researched, but for God's sake, put in the direct links, especially like someone like her that we just researched. She has a LinkedIn profile, which makes it clear she's working for HEDERA, with HEDERA, etc. Something to be proud of. So put in the associations. Going to take a look at the Medium website. So yeah, once again, same titles being read. So different news articles. I've got the impression, but yes, still quite up to date. Call for developers to build a future of asset tokenization. This seems to be a call for developers. Governing Council joins. Suku Supply Chain as a Service platform. So I believe even they were associated governing, so they are using HEDERA. Yeah, sometimes it stands to just analyze a little bit of the titles here. So HEDERA Network, Standard Bank Group. I wouldn't be surprised they are somewhere related towards another group already in the governing council. Yeah, I'm going to get out of here. So far, not looking all too good. I'm going to check up the communities right now. So Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, Discord, LinkedIn, and another other Telegram channel. HEDERA Hashgraph, weekly HEDERA chats, free HEBAR, Shopify payments, okay. The entire African continent, that's a copy paste from their Twitter. I'm going to assume it's some kind of bot being involved here. Blockchain webinar, HEDERA text answer questions in the chat. To be honest, yeah, because one more state of proof. There's no real developer talk here. Just well, memers, I dare say, just looking at the price of HEDERA, how it's doing, and simply buying in, or trying to find means to make more HEDERA in hopes the price will go up. Yeah, not entirely convinced here. Community isn't really finally a meme. Market update comparing the LT network. Congestion. Mostly memers and people in it for the money. It seems not really development. Unlike Polkadot, where I saw a variety of things passing through. Following 19 people. Finally. So yeah, this confirms what I was guessing. Institutions and governments are performing research analysis to study economic feasibility. So okay, work for HEDERA. I was going to say community, but that's an employee that's being quoted. Probably himself. Or mobile version, sure. Things, HEDERA, HEBAR. Okay, finally someone. Transition, so there's a lot of retweets, a lot of things here. Too much interaction. Twitter seems genuine, in the sense that, yeah, there's some decent interaction going on. Facebook page. Lombardy, Clinton, Connecticut. Variety of projects, so there is some movement here. Probably one of the more active Facebook pages I saw here. Sure. Alive and kicking. Open Telegram channel. Mostly news here. I'm going to close once again. There we go. So this is probably news updates. As graph. I'm going to open up Discord just to notice. Right. Updates. Sorry guys, should have updated. Right, LinkedIn. I'm going to wait until it pops open. Posted, so yeah, they've got a dedicated page. Our Telegram channel, I'm going to assume. Okay, it's the same one. So that's for news updates, so nothing interesting. Closing once again. There we are. The hash graph. HEDERA tuning assist into. Okay, breaking change. Discord isn't really active here. Now, it might be the case because it's a very, 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 very recent project, but generally, like I had with Ravencoin and Banano Nano, yeah, I'm still a member of these communities. Those guys convinced me, especially Banano. There are regular updates up here. 1558. Now, naturally, they are US based. Might be the case with no, more correctly, because they are US based, most of their members are asleep, but I see here online, more or less, and not much moving here. So I'm going to assume it's a majority of investors taking a look at the news, but not really actively contributing. I'm going to close it down. So, I'm going to have to wrap this one up. Yeah, bonus points, they have their source code available on GitHub. I'm going to stop sharing and return towards the live stream. So, what can I conclude here about HEDERA? I have to admit, they failed to convince me to invest in the project itself. To me, they seem to be one of the many platforms, one of the many Ethereum clones who are trying to imitate the success Ethereum has. I encountered a lot more downsides than upsides, really. The description and finding out what they were about was actually quite hard. Sorry, some stupid fly here. It was quite hard to find out about. Also, the consensus protocol that they use, well, it is mentioned in the white paper, naturally, but it's best to have it somewhere in the description, so they are a little bit covering it up, keeping it a bit in the shadows, which is kind of odd. Further alarms were raised when I saw the investors and who makes part of the governing council, so the development teams, the guys who have the final word on what happens on the platform. Well, I saw Google, IBM, Deutsche Telekom, all are big tech companies in and in itself. And to small time investors, it might be, well, names that draw them over the line, where it said, oh yeah, but those are big tech, they know what they're doing, we can be more trustful of the project. Whereas me, I'm more seasoned with blockchain. The more decentralized the blockchain project is, the more secure and the more trusted it becomes. Seeing the entire governing council being composed of, well, big tech, I have to put it that way, well, it raises some alarms and gives me a big amount of distrust, by reason big tech, as shown in the past and in the present, isn't afraid to implement censorship for a variety of means to enrich themselves, to not swing a little bit for central government. So I have to conclude for the very first time, yes, it is a legitimate project. You can probably build some decent applications on it, but I am distrustful. It would be a project for the very first time. I have to say I'm not going to invest in it. Naturally, people are free to invest in the Hedera protocol and to build upon it. But at this point in time, I'm going to advise against it. So yeah, this was technical analysis of Hedera. A new poll for the next projects will be put up. Once again, I'll let the community decide which of the projects I will be analyzing. Thank you guys all for watching, and up until next time.